And hi, once again, grain traders. I'm meteorologist Sean Sublette for CropProphet. It's time for the forecast of the forecast discussion. Special edition ahead of the holiday weekend this Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. Of course, there's a lot of buzz in the markets about a pending heat wave or a heat dome across the Corn Belt as we get into the very critical tasseling and pollination phase of the corn crop here in the coming couple of weeks or so. But let's start with the week one forecast of the forecast. Again, this is the probability that the ECMWF ensemble mean will come in warmer or cooler than normal when you step in on Monday morning. So in terms of the warm signal, there's this 40% probability to 50% probability for Illinois, Indiana, and extending back to the upper Ohio Valley that the model will come in warmer than normal on Monday. Broader signal here, about 40 to 50% likelihood that the model actually comes in closer to normal with regard to precipitation for most of Iowa and extending back across the Dakotas. Really only the strong cooler than normal signal is down here across West Texas, the Southern Plains, and back across the actual Great Lakes. Then into week two, I think this is where the probabilities really begin to ratchet up forward in time, if you will, across the Corn Belt, meaning 40, 50, some places 60% likelihood the model is going to come in warmer than normal on Monday morning for the Dakotas back across the core of the Corn Belt, and especially as we think about northern Illinois, which has dried out a lot recently. This is also concern for a lot of the market. And then we'll take a look at week three. We don't do this very often, but because the markets are so concerned about a possible heat dome, the week three probability that the model is going to come in warmer or cooler than normal is awfully close to what we see in week two. So days 15 to 21, 40, 50, 60% likelihood that the model is going to come in warmer than normal all the way down beyond St. Louis and Cincinnati, Evansville, and along the immediate Ohio River Valley. With regard to precipitation, again, this is the likelihood that the ECMWF ensemble mean will come in wetter or drier than normal on Monday morning. We've had some beneficial rains through a lot of Iowa and Nebraska, and the forecast suggesting a 40 to 50% likelihood that the model will come in wetter than normal for eastern South Dakota, most of Nebraska, and certainly extending farther southward into the southern plains. Then as we go into week two, the forecast for days 8 to 14, suggesting 40 to 40%, some places pushing 50% likelihood that the model will come in drier than normal across southern South Dakota, back across, let's say, Minneapolis to the north side of Des Moines, central Wisconsin, and the northern stretches in the lower peninsula of Michigan. So between this and the idea that there's a possible heat dome building, markets increasingly concerned as we go into the critical couple of weeks of corn season with the tasseling and the pollination about to take place. So as we enter this critical period for corn, this reminder to join us for the July Grain Market Weather Webinar in a couple of weeks. It's Wednesday, July 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Go to the bit.ly link below, CP July Webinar, to sign up. Thank you again to everyone giving us the positive feedback from the June webinar. Again, bit.ly/CP July Webinar, Wednesday, July 16th, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. I'm meteorologist Sean Sublette for CropProphet, and we'll talk to you again on Monday morning.